Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Naveen. So in this video, this is a continuation video of the previous class called CSS Selectors. Okay. So in the previous video, we have discussed about the ID selection, class selection, attribute selection, and this video we're gonna see. In this video we're gonna see the attribute selection and pseudo selector. Okay. So for that, I just create another HTML file. So I just right click new HTML. I'll say 05 underscore CSS selectors underscore 2. Okay, so let me write CSS selectors 2. Save it. Let me open this on the browser. Refresh CSS selectors 2. Okay, now let's see. Uh, what is this attribute selection is? You can select a particular attribute and you can write some styles. So for this, let's make a simple scenario. I write a form. In that, what I write is I write some label, something called username. Okay, and then one input type equal to text. Let me write a BR tag for the next line. Let's check. Let me zoom it. Yep. Here, label, password, and let me write input type equal to password, and in the next line BR tag, and I just write input type equal to submit, and value goes to submit. See, so I write a form. In this label, two labels, one username and one password and one submit button. I got a form. So let's have a look. This is a text box and this is a password box and this is a button. Okay. Now what I do, see, what I just do is I write a style tag. Inside I say input, background color, something called yellow. Okay, so something called otherwise blue violet. Okay, so I written input tag background color blue violet. Now save it. Can you guess what happens on the page? Surprising is all the elements blue color. You know what? It is a text box, it is a password box, and it is a submit button. It's not a field, it's a button. But still all are got blue color. So some problem is there with CSS, right? No. Actually understand what you have done here. See, this is what input. Input is what? Tag. So you made a tag selection. It means wherever this tag is repeated, same those styles will be applied, right? See here. For text box, what is the tag? Input tag, input tag, input tag. Maybe type is different. Is a text box, password box, and submit. Type is different, attribute is different, but ultimately you have a tag is input. So input tag is common for all. If you select the input tag, what happens? It updates the styles for all the same tag, right? Okay. Now my idea is I don't want to apply the styles for all the elements like input tag. We are not gonna use that because it's having less this disadvantage. So what we do is I want to apply the background color blue only for a text box. First tell me how the text box display input type is equal to text. So there is an attribute type is equal to text. So what I want is only username to be apply the styles. If you can able to select the attribute as well, then your job is done, right? So it means I'm gonna select a particular element, not only just tag, you can even select an attribute of a particular element. So how you select that is, that's a concept called attribute selector. It means input. Input means all the tags. So I want an input tag in the square brackets type is equal to text. It means what? Is there any element with the type equal to text for all the text boxes? Apply this color. So what happens? Check only for a text box apply the styles. Now tell me based on the same concept only for password box some color. What do you do? Let's say input in the brackets, type is equal to password, inside background color, I'll say something called lime green. Now save it, go check. Now username one color, password box one color, and I want to select something for button, submit button. So what do you do? Let's say same again, input in the brackets, type is equal to submit, inside I write a background color, something called orange, orange red. Now check, button is applied with some orange red color. So you can just select a particular HTML elements with a particular attribute, and you can apply the styles. That's called attribute selection and mostly used for form elements. Okay, this is about attribute selection. Along with the attribute selection, there is another thing is there, something called pseudo selector. What is the pseudo selector is? It is something like a dynamic. As of now, what we discussed, the tag, ID, class, and attribute are static selector. What a static selector is? See, I have applied for username some styles, password some styles like this. Now, when I refresh the page, any style change? No. When I keep a cursor, any style change? No style change. But this outline has come. That's a default from the browser. So no styles are getting changed. Generally, I think you might have seen some websites. If you keep a cursor in the text box, some styles, if you remove the cursor from the text box, is some other style. If you keep a cursor means is a focus. When you focus on the text box, some color, you remove the cursor, it's a blur. Okay. So when you blur events, some color. So how this happens is pseudo selector for some special events on the selection of elements. So when you talk about the syntax here, it will be, you can go with any selector colon pseudo like events. So what type of special event you're gonna apply? Some styles you're gonna write here. So this is about pseudo selection. So this selector can be tag selector, ID selector, class selector, anything. Event. So you're gonna focus, you're gonna hover, those kind of things. Okay. So let's have a look how this gonna work here. My thing is username by default background color is blue and something. What I want is when I keep a cursor here, I want to change the background color to something else, and also text I want to change to white color. So how you do that is you focus on a text box some styles. So focus is your event, and first tell me how you select the text box like this. Let me write here again. So how you select text box is input type equal to text, that's attribute selection to select a text box. Now colon focus. So this colon focus is called pseudo selector. This colon event. So what is this is normal element. This is called on that element. The moment you apply the focus, what styles you are going to apply. Okay, so what I want is when I focus, I want the background color to be orange red color and the text color to be white color. So see, by default the element is blue color. Let's check. By default the element is blue color text box, and when I focus, background change to orange red, color change to white. Now check. When I keep a cursor, see color change, text color also change. When I release the cursor, is like this. Keep a cursor, use the cursor. And even you can just increase some font size or something. Font size some 18 pixels. Now check. If I keep a cursor, see if I keep a cursor, some extra styles has come. Is a cursor is like this. Understood? Okay, like this. If you want to really understand this, I can write something called transition all some 0.5 seconds. Okay, so some property it comes under the CSS 3 concept, transitions, transformations, animations, and all. I just know, just forget about this property. Just for testing purpose, I'm using transition. Now check if I keep a cursor, something. Use a cursor like this. This is the special effects. Okay, so this is called pseudo selector. It was like this. You keep a cursor is like this. Okay, this called pseudo selector. You can write like this colon focus. And how the slow motion is coming is because of transition. Okay, so just forget about transition as of now. It's not time to discuss about transition concept now. Okay, just leave it. Next, one other example I show you. What is that is, let me refresh. Yeah, button is there. Some styles are there. What I want is when I hover on the button, some other styles I want. So how you do that? When you just hover on the button, some other styles. So what you do? First, tell me how you set the button is like this. Let me copy, paste it. On the button, the event call hover. Hover means the move. If you keep a mouse on top of it, that's called hover. Okay, so when I hover on the button, I want some styles. So what styles I want? So background color I want to be purple. Okay, and the color white. Now check. By default, the button is orange red. The moment you hover, purple and text color is white. Now check. It was like this when you hover. See, color change. And you want to just increase some padding or something. Let's say padding some 14 pixels, 25 pixels. Some space I'm adding inside. Now check. See, it's a bigger button. Okay. So you want to understand this slowly. You can say something called transition all 0.5. Some 0.5 seconds this moment will happen. Now check. You hover something like this. Okay. So this is again the pseudo selector, and this also pseudo selector. Okay. So in this video we understood about attribute selection and also pseudo selection. Okay. So previous video we discussed tag selection, attribute selection, ID selection and class selection. Now let's see something called mixed selector. Okay, let's mix all the things together and let's find out what we have learned till now. Okay, so for mixed selector, I'm gonna create another HTML file. Right click new HTML 06 underscore CSS underscore mixed selector. Okay, something CSS mixed selector, save it. Okay, so let me close this, refresh. So mixed selector, open. Yeah, so here let's see something. I write some UL tag, an order list. Inside I write some list item HTML. I got HTML like this, multiple elements I write, CSS, and this is JavaScript. Okay, and this is Bootstrap. Okay, so what I just taken is one UL tag with some list items. It was displayed like this. Now what I do is, see, I say style tagger. Inside I say UL open close. I'll say the background color something light gray color. Light gray color. Save it. Now tell me what happens. The whole UL elements will be applied with a light gray color. Okay. Now what I do is I just delete this. Okay, I just write something called li. I'll say background color something orange. Okay. Okay, just forget about the UL as of now. Just keep only one li. So li background color orange. Can you guess what happened? Li. These many li's are there. So background color orange for all the list items. Okay. If you want, you can keep the UL also. Fine. It looks good. Okay. So UL, this one, forget about UL, li. So all the li is orange color. Yes, looks good. But my question here is, I'll say OL in that some list item HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, and this is something called Bootstrap. Okay, so this is UL tagger, this is OL tag, unordered list and ordered list. Now I save it, and please also cross check your styles. Okay, li something here. Okay, can you guess what happens in the front end? See, surprising is this li, same styles. Sir, this is UL, this is OL, but still styles is applied. Why? Because what we have done here, LI. You know what? LI is a tag selection. It means in the entire HTML page, wherever you use the same tag, styles will be applied. See, here also li tag, here also li tag. It doesn't matter the parents. Here you selected li tag, so here li, here li. So wherever li is there, apply the styles. Okay, but my thing is, sir, I don't want to apply the styles for the OL tag. I want specifically the li tags of UL. Means I want this li tags of specific UL tag only. I want some styles, not to repeat for OL. It means you have to mention the parent. So what you do here is UL space li. What is this UL space li is? All the li's which are all the child element of UL tag only. Okay, it's going to apply the styles for li only, but which is the child element of UL. If you mention a particular parent, then what happen? Only the UL tag specifically li only apply the styles. If you want, I want OL specific li's only, then what you do? I say OL. So OL space li means the li's which is inside OL tag, then only apply the styles like this. Okay, so you have to mention the parents must and should, because you know this type of issues will come. So OL space li. Okay, fine. And I just modify this UL to OL only like this, and I just remove the OL tag as of now. I mean UL tag as of now. Only OL. We have just 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, and done. Fine. Now one question for you. What is that is? All the LIs applied with some styles, right? Now what I want is, I don't want to apply the styles for all the list items, the orange color background. Only the first element I want to apply the orange color background. What should I do? Better you go with what? ID, particular element, right? So ID orange. Okay. So ID orange, how you select here? Li means all the list item. No, I want only particular orange. So just say hash orange. So now what happened? The child element of which is having an ID of OL orange. So only the first element has applied with orange. Now I want the CSS to be blue color background. What do you do again? For the CSS, I'll give an ID, something called blue. So this ID, how you refer? Again, OL space hash blue in this background color blue violet. Now what happened? That is also applied with a blue color. So thing is, if you want to select this individual elements, you go with ID selection. Okay. Assume you have not just 4 list items, you have 10 list items are there. Just 10 list items are there. And I want to apply the styles for each of the list items some different color. Generally what you do? Particular element ID. So 10 elements different colors means different ID. So 10 different IDs you have to select. Actually not required. You have one pseudo selector called first child, last child, nth child. Okay, so with that you can do it. You don't need to mention the ID also. So let's have a look what is that. See, I don't need to mention the ID here. Let me delete the ID. Okay, and let me also delete the UL with this one. I just make this as li. Yeah, so what I made is I remove the IDs and OL space li orange. What happened? All the LIs will be orange color. Now my goal is only the first element to be orange color. So how you do is li colon, you can write first child. So the li list the elements, list the item with the first child, which is having the first child will be orange color. Now check, only the first element is orange color. Okay, I want bootstrap some color. What do you do? Same thing, copy paste. Just say not first child is the last one, right? So last child. I just say something called blue violet. So first child orange, last child blue violet. It is applied. I want CSS some style, CSS some red color I want. Shall I go for second child? In CSS, there is nothing called second child, third child concept is not there. You have only first child and last child. If your requirement is like second child, third child, and all this, you can go with something called nth child, nth child. So nth child concept, first child can be nth child of 1. This is nth child of 4. Let's see. You can just write either first child or nth child of 1. Same effect. And last child was the number 4. So nth child of 4, nth child of 4, you get the last elements. Okay. Now, one more is there. I say nth child of even means even number of rows, orange color. Check. 2 is even, but acha, this is overridden. Let me change this to odd. See, nth child of even number of list items, orange color, odd number of list items, blue color, alternate like this. Okay, but I want individual colors. You can go with what? One orange color, so two blue violet, and may write something all the four. So paste it. For three, I'll go with something called lime green, and the fourth one, I'll go with something called purple, like this. So each element we are applied some different colors, but still we are not given a ID. We just use a pseudo selector to select the elements. Okay. Now one more thing. I want to give some font family and I want to give some color like that. So what I do for this one, I'll say the color white and also the font family. I go with something called Comic Sans MS, comma sans serif. It is applied. So let me do the same thing for all, and you can also add some margin, some 5 pixels. Okay, looks good. Let me do the same styles for all the elements. So what I do, copy this, paste and paste and paste. So now check, you got all the elements with the styles. Okay, perfectly working. Yeah, but thing is, to achieve this particular thing, the particular styles, what you have done. See, you select individual elements, but some problem is there in this. What is that? Code duplication. See, forget about the background color because background color is different for each element, so no duplication matter. Here, color white, font family, margin 5 pixels. So these three properties are common here, 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 and here. For all the elements, these three lines are common. Okay, it means it is duplicated. So how to resolve this? How to optimize the code? Because you have to write less number of CSS properties. You must not write duplicate code, right? As we discussed in the first video. So what to do here is how to resolve this and how to optimize your code. Think the color font family margin applicable for what? For all the list items, common, right? So for these three common for all the list items. Can you tell me how to select all the list items? OL space LI, right? So what you do, cut this 3 for all, they say OL space LI, write it. It applicable for all the elements together. I just do Control Z, I remove all the elements. Okay, see, this is, I just remove everything. I mean, just only background color is there. It is like this. So how to select all the list items is OL space LI, the say color white. So all are white color. I say the font family, some Comic Sans MS, comma sans serif, all are font family applied. Let me add some margin, some 5 pixels, margin applied for all. So which is common, you can just make use of the common selection. Okay. So this is about mixed selection of CSS. So always keep in mind that you must write, because anybody can write styles, but who write less number of lines like optimized code, he is a perfect programmer. Okay, so keep in mind to reduce the number of lines. Okay, and also don't think like reduce the number of lines means don't try to compress the file like let me remove this spaces and I can make everything in a single line. This is not called optimization, this is called file compression. Okay, for do the file compression there are a lot of online tools available, so don't try this. Okay, I'm just kidding. So don't try this. Okay, so let's try to optimize the code. Okay, so that is about the CSS selection. If you are perfect in this selection, you can just go ahead with any of the properties learning. Okay, so thank you so much for this video, and please subscribe to our channel. And in the next video we're going to start with some other interesting concepts of CSS. Thank you.